God has a will too, because God has a plan. And His plan is not one that is created in time. God's plan is created in eternity, before there was any of you around to give Him great advice. That's why the end of Romans says, who has been God's counselor? Nobody. Again, He does what He does after the counsel of His own will. He does what He does because He does it for His own purposes. Isn't it unfortunate that we weren't there to give Him our wisdom and our help? Just think how screwy the world could be. So God has a perfect plan, and He operates it perfectly because He's a perfect being who does it all right. All wisdom, all knowledge, all power, and everything about God. So we have to get our heads screwed up. It's sort of like the two questions. Did anybody watch the movie Rudy? Isn't it one of my favorite movies, Rudy? That priest had a good thing. He says, I've learned at least this of all things. I said, I may not know much, but I got this one down. There is a God, and I'm not Him. It's hard for us to get that in our heads sometimes because we think we're really in charge of our lives. We're not. What about permissive and directive will of God? Sometimes people speak of the permissive and directive, and we can understand those different ways, but the point of it is the Scripture tells us that God works in us to will and to do His good pleasure. So God may permit us to do things. He may direct us to do things through the Scripture and other means. But however it works out, the fact is it is God who works in us to will and to do His good pleasure. So all I'm saying is that God is always there at every instance as we exercise will to ensure that His will is done and the purpose of bringing good occurs. God doesn't believe the world is out of control. He's got it firmly in control.